Oh, it's getting cold. It feels like 0 degrees, so 32 degrees. That's what the weather says, but it is not 32 degrees, more like 37, maybe even 38. I don't know. And Ava and Bea came by. We had a nice time. Go ahead, go back to teaming up and trying to be reasonable, putting your two female brains together to be reasonable. Drank some beers, had some wine. It was fun. And I talked about them coming over yesterday, and they got along fabulously. Got several jokes in at my expense, which was of course part of the intended bonding experience. However, I'll admit a lot of their jokes were about me either being bossy or whatever, and some of those can kind of and part of the reason, of course, that I worry about that is because people actually do see me that way. So there was one point where I thought Bea was gonna leave. I thought she was mad, but she was like,
obviously I'm not mad.
but it's not obvious. It's never obvious, because when she is mad, it doesn't make any sense to me either. I went to see Richard today. What else? Right now I'm watching Would I Lie to You, and I'm about to get in my tent, get warm, and watch some more Would I Lie to You. And so I am David Mitchell in a lot of ways. A little bit less nerdy, but I would say all the same things. And in fact, I'm watching season 13, episode 8. And when Henning, this German guy, or Henley, I think it's Henning, talks about inconsistencies in someone's story, I'm like, not sure that there were inconsistencies. There may be things that you found implausible, but not inconsistencies.
What do you think of Henning? Is she telling the truth, yeah?
There is a few inconsistencies in that song.
Like?
Oh. Well, the thing about the fire, I don't believe.
And then what does David say?
It's not, to be fair, an inconsistency, is it? There's nothing inconsistent about it. It's just it either happened or it didn't. It's not like a fire and I was in a lake. That would be an inconsistency.
So you're picking holes in Henning's command of the English language. Yeah. Perhaps we should continue the rest in German to give him a fighting chance, yeah?
So what's kind of awesome about watching What I Lied to You is, like, I don't belong nowhere. Like, that's already one place where I would belong. Where I could, first of all, in a PhD program I would belong, because I could tell someone, no, that's not an inconsistency, and nobody would get upset. And then also on the program, Would I Lie to You? Even if the audience doesn't really understand everything, everything is fun, and so you can say to someone, hey, that's not an inconsistency, you don't know what you're talking about, or whatever, and it'll be great. So, that's kind of cool. Secondly, it was just now watching the part...
Henning, you're next.
I consider myself a trained vigilante.
The audience, David, Lee, everybody on the show thought he said trained vigilante. Anyway, so he's a trained vigilante.
And enjoy clamping down on passengers who break my strict code of conduct.
He probably doesn't say something every time. I don't say something every time, but I do have a very strict code of conduct in public transport. It's not actually necessarily very strict. It just conflicts quite severely and deeply with the etiquette of others, with the behavior of others. So, yeah, I'm David Mitchell, also a trained vigilante. And, yeah, so Ava interviewed me today about, like, she didn't interview me, but for her channel, she just wanted to, because she's gotten us some new subscribers, so she just wanted to introduce me. So we did a little tour of the place, and she asked me what I'm doing out here, and I answered that again, doing philosophy. I don't know why my, I don't know why my voice sounds like this. Oh my God, look at you, skinny boy. Okay. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I made a lot of jokes. I insulted, and I made a lot of jokes about a threesome and stuff that did not turn into a reality. It was not one of the jokes that you might hope would turn into reality, but honestly, if somebody had started stripping, I probably wouldn't have... I don't think I could handle 2 women. I don't think I could do a threesome. So I probably would have found a way out of it. Because, you know, you give me 20 seconds with the first one, and then what am I going to do with the second one, you know? Anyway, so that was my day. Pretty cool. It was fine. Very cold. Did a fire. When Ava came, I had got a fire going. And now it's time to pop in the tent, get under the covers, and relax. So, good night.
So, what I'm looking for...
Not yet.